Good morning, Oak Park School. Today is Thursday, April 6, 2023. Our special student guest for this morning's news is Caleb. At this time, would you please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please remain standing for our Panther Pledge?
Today, I will be respectful, on task, accepting, and responsible. I am an Oak Park Panther. Hear me roar!
You may be seated. Thanks for helping out this morning. We will now take some time to pause for a moment of silence. Use this time for your own personal thoughts, prayers, or quiet reflections. It's time for another literacy lab. Grab your lab coats and let's check it out.
Good morning, friends. I'm Patty Manson.
And I'm Kate O'Hare.
And we're your reading interventionists. Today, Fernando from Miss Bignotti's class is joining us. Morning, Fernando.
Hi, Fernando.
Good morning.
This week, we kick off National Poetry Month. First celebrated in 1996, National Poetry Month is currently the largest worldwide literary celebration. It encourages booksellers, libraries, poets, publishers, and schools to promote the importance of poetry to both society and culture.
Today, Fernando is going to read the poem, If I Were in Charge of the World by Judith Bjorst. This poem is told from the point of view of a kid, much like the kids here at Oak Park, and it tells what this kid would change about the world if she was in charge. Take it away, Fernando.
If I were in charge of the world, I'd cancel oatmeal, Monday mornings, allergy shots, and also Sarah Steenberg. If I were in charge of the world, there'd be brighter night lights, healthier hamsters, and basketball baskets 48 inches lower if I were in charge of the world. You wouldn't have lonely, you wouldn't have clean, you wouldn't have bedtimes or don't punch your sister. You wouldn't even have sisters. If I were in charge of the world, a chocolate sundae with whipped cream and nuts would be vegetable. All 007 movies would be G, and person who sometimes forgot to brush and sometimes forgot to flush would still be allowed to be in charge of the world.
All right, thank you, Fernando. And now that we've shared this poem, we have a poetry challenge for all of you Panthers for the month of April. We're creating our own poem, If Oak Park Was in Charge of the World. We're asking students, teachers, and classrooms to send their ideas about how they would like the world to be different if they were in charge.
What foods would be healthy? What foods would no longer exist?
What would you not get in trouble for? What could you get a prize for?
What could kids do that they're not allowed to do?
Teachers, look out for an email from Miss O'Hare with a link to headlines to the poem. Come up with ideas as a class for how the world would be different if you guys were in charge.
Send me as many ideas as you like, and remember to be creative.
See you next time in the lab, friends. Bye.
Bye.
We will close things out this morning with our Throwback Thursday, a time where we highlight a famous event that happened on this day in history. On April 6, 1917, the United States formally declared war against Germany and entered the conflict in Europe. Fighting since the summer of 1914, Britain, France, and Russia welcomed news that American troops and supplies would be directed toward the Allied war effort. We hope you have a great day, Panthers, and like always, continue to roar!